All right, go.
I'm extremely pleased on this occasion to wish David Montgomery a happy birthday by giving him what may be too old a bottle, but may be a wonderfully old bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. It is from the Napa Valley. It was produced in 1982 and was one of a case that I bought, sold by the Mount Holyoke Club of Northern California to raise money in connection with Mount Holyoke College's 150th anniversary.
So how old is it now then? 82?
It's
30?
It's 30 years old.
Which is still younger than you.
But if David
cool.
would double his age, we'd
Yeah, exactly.
well, it doesn't quite. But
No, I'm catching up to that. Yeah.
he's catching up, but the wine will keep getting aging too. So
did you do this in an auction, or
No,
and you got a case, or you got more than one bottle, right?
no, a friend who was sort of a Mount Holyoke alumna, Mary Tuttle, who was sort of representing the California club on the East Coast, asked us if we wanted to buy some, or suggested we buy some, and we did. And I think we paid like $100 for it, which seemed like an enormous amount of money to pay for a case of wine at the time we bought it. Which is probably in the late '80s, I suppose.
But it was a money raising venture too. So I mean, you always pay more than what something might be worth when you're raising
That's right,
money,
that's
right?
right.
For the candy bars,
But
you know.
it
and stuff.
also it was celebrating the college's
Yeah.
150th anniversary, and the image on the label is of the Mount Holyoke Library.
It's
Cool.
very nice.
So it's lived in essentially one place for most of its life, right?
If not, yeah, it's lived in a dark, if not cool enough, cellar in South Hadley ever since.
Wow.
Cool.
So there you are.
Great.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very
Wow.
much. It's
May,
very nice
may,
of you.
it, may it taste okay.
What a fabulous,
So
fabulous
explain
gift.
is that we haven't had anything yet, right? And we don't know, right,
That's
whether
right.
or not it's.
Who wants to taste it first? We should ask David to taste
David
it
should
first,
try it
right?
first.
Well, I'm not a wine connoisseur.
No, but it's your birthday.
I'm a sommelier by trade, but not a connoisseur.
But we did smell the cork, and the cork smells like tobacco, which is really
Yeah,
interesting.
The cork
tobacco.
was a little
yeah.
broken down, which
And,
is part of the
the
problem.
wine is
That's
very,
the
very
last
dark.
third of it fell off, right? And then maybe another third was embedded with wine. So it definitely does the tobacco, doesn't it?
And it hasn't been open for what, more than
Oh yeah, it's definitely
hour,
the tobacco.
maybe?
an hour,
An hour?
plus, I think.
An hour plus, yeah.
What is your view?
Can I keep my view secret until everybody else knows?
Sure. Okay, Sally.
Oh,
It's up to you. What do you do with your view?
He didn't spit it out or anything,
no,
so
no.
he's still smiling.
I would say it was drinkable, but a little I don't know what the right word is. I'm not good at wine terminology. I would say it was strong or whatever, heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it would be better if it waited some more time.
You mean out to oxidate a little bit?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And last night, in fact, I tried a Argentinian Medoc. Is that what they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Malbec.
Malbec.
Excuse me, Malbec.
Yeah, which is the same thing. It's a Bordeaux, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a different.
But it's a
grape.
grape, but it's a Bordeaux. Yeah, it's that region.
And this restaurant was very nice and gave you samples before you ordered.
Yeah.
And I had the same impression of that it was
Tight.
it needed more area.
Because I see that it's thin. What I was going to say, and it shouldn't be thin. You know, it has in the middle of it. You know, there's an initial where you can have the little bit of the leather and tobacco, and then it's thin, instead of having April.
Like a Pinot.
What you
then.
maybe that's what we need to do. It needs to open up a little bit. Well, the Pinot's not even. But this is Cab, right? So this is not a Bourgogne. It's not a Burgundy. It should be. It's the John Wayne. It's not Greta Garbo or something or Katharine Hepburn. It's more of it's more of a big. Right. So what do you think?
Oh wow, there's so much taste of tobacco. It's interesting.
What else you got there? Is it fruity?
It's vinegar taste note to it.
Well, that's a little over the hill then.
Vinegar. You know what? A vinegar note usually isn't one that sells the stuff. But I didn't
But I think
I
you're
didn't
right.
taste any vinegar. I
I
didn't
think
taste
that we
any
need to
vinegar.
just let it open up a little bit more and see.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, David, what you?
I think the most
Well, I'm
most
gonna try again
overpowering
here. Hold
taste
on,
is that
hold
of
on.
tobacco.
I've never.
Or,
I mean,
I don't even know if that's the right description, but it's
And definitely
smoky.
know what-
Smoky.
what's that kind of
It is-
berry taste too? And it's a berry like you would get. A fruity. It has a fruit, like a blackberry taste.
But a
too.
late season fruit, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. Which
Oh
mean-
God, you guys are making that stuff
No,
up. now.
seriously. No, seriously.
What's a like instead of strawberry, which is early season, blackberry, which is late season? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a late plum.
Oh, okay.
That's actually more like it. Not even a berry, but a plum. Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna let it sit, and then we're gonna come back later on with our final notes, our tasting notes.
It's my feeling that and my belief that after sitting for a while and maybe adding it to some food, that this wine, it may not be extraordinary, but it's quite drinkable, quite nice, and it's good to know that an 82 wine still can hold up.
Exactly. April?
Yeah, I think it's the most fun I've had drinking wine because yes, you're absolutely right. I agree with you, and it did relax and opened up. But it's so cool to be drinking that old bottle of wine. It's very special. That was a great gift to David.
Yeah, it's nice. And I found that I was trying to remember what it kind of reminded me of. It reminded me a little bit of port, and that berry taste of port, and the thinness that was in the middle of the drinking experience disappeared. So now that there isn't that thinness, there's still a little bit of that acidic, a little bit, but that's wine, right? But maybe a little bit more acidic than you want. But it's just sitting here. How long were we eating? Maybe an hour.
Yeah, probably.
An hour. And the flavor profile and the complexity change, and it's actually a tasty wine, and it's something that's also unusual too. So yeah, so from when we first opened it to now, the changes were for the good.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
That was lovely. Thank you.
Thanks, Sally.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
My great pleasure.